Welcome to the Amplistore demo. Today what we'll demonstrate is how to create a protection policy and leverage the bit spread protection scheme to protect yourself against a full data center failure. Today we'll be using a 3 data center configuration in California, New York, and Europe that is distributed data across the 3 racks in 3 different data centers, and it will protect the data in such a way that you can tolerate 6 simultaneous disk node failures or a complete data center. So let me log in first as an administrator. Once I log in, you'll see that we have access to the capacity overview, the current events, the number of controller nodes and storage nodes that are installed, the number of drives that are in decommissioned or degraded state, and the total disk safety, as we call it, which is the level of tolerance that we currently support in the current system. So in this environment, we have the system configured with a 6 disk safety level, which indicates that you can tolerate up to 6 simultaneous disk nodes, or in this scenario also a full data center, and I'll demonstrate how that's implemented. The first step is I'll show you how many data centers we've configured. So as I mentioned, we have a total of 3 data centers. As you can see here, we have 3 controllers that are ingesting the data. We have 6 storage nodes that are hosting the data, and this is distributed across 3 data centers, one being in California, one in Europe, and one in New York. If you drill deeper into one of those, you'll see that we have a full rack in each data center. In this case, we called it rack 1. Once you go into the rack, you'll actually see that we have 2 storage nodes and 1 controller. This is a small environment for demo purposes, and you can of course drill deeper to see what's actually in the storage node, where we monitor CPU, disk capacity, network statistics, etc. So the first step, what we'll do is demonstrate how to create a protection policy, what we refer to as our bit spread policy, which is the secret sauce. So let's go into storage policies, where we'll configure a protection scheme. You can create as many policies in the system as you like. Policy will be applied to 1 or more namespaces, and in the policy you define the protection scheme, your failure tolerance, how it's distributed across the resources you have in your Amplistore system. So first we'll start by giving it a name. So in this case, I'll make a storage pool 3 _ geo dynamic safety. We'll do a distribution across 18 different drives, across 18 different nodes. If you have 18 different nodes, and if you want to protect yourself against a full data center failure, out of the 3, then you need to have at least 1/3 protection or 1/3 of safety level configured. In this case, out of 18, that's 6. So an 18/6 protects you against 6 simultaneous disk, 6 simultaneous node failures, and in this case 1/3 of the whole environment, which is 1 out of the 3 data centers. As you can see, the overhead is configured right here, and in the advanced settings you can actually define also the dispersion across data centers, dispersion across racks, and storage nodes. So you have full control how much of this data should be distributed across storage nodes, racks, and data center. In this case, all these options are enabled to guarantee that every single object you store will be distributed across all these machines and all these racks and data centers. So once we save this, we can actually go into a namespace section and create a new bucket. A bucket that we will be using for this demonstration. We'll be storing some data in the bucket, but first of all, before we create a bucket, we have to assign the bucket with a protection scheme. So in this case, we'll assign the 3 geo dynamic safety policy. We'll give it a name. So let's say this is my demo bucket, and in this demo bucket we'll be storing some data demonstrating a data center failure while the video is running. You can always also use encryption. You can also use small file enhancements. This is for faster performance, for smaller files where you can enable a threshold. So let's say we create this bucket demo, add the namespace. Bucket and namespaces are used for the same concept here. So S3 is typically referring to a bucket. In our interface, this is referred to as a namespace. Once the namespace has been created, we can actually start uploading some data. So let's say, for example, I'm connecting to one of my controllers. I can see the demo popping up right now. I can log in. I can upload a new file. Let's say we will upload a new video. I open my video, upload it. Once it's uploaded, we'll see the file appear in the directory, and we'll be able to stream it directly from Amplistore while we are shutting down our system. So in this case, let's play the video back. As you can see, the video is actually streaming. I can start it off. Video start playing. While this video is playing, I can go back into my management interface, and I can just simply shut down a full data center. So in this case, all controllers are up and running, all storage nodes are up and running. Data has been protected with a GeoSpread protection scheme. So now I'll go into my data center management again. Let's say bring down California, so the full rack, the full data center. I shut this down, shut down all the machines in this environment. While this is shutting down, the video will still continue to play. As you can see, the video is continuing to play. I can go back in my dashboard. Also in my dashboard, I will see the storage nodes going down. Let's see, refresh. And there you go. 2 storage nodes are down so far, and we'll also see one of the controllers go down. There you go. So now we have 1 out of the 3 controllers is down, 2 out of the 6 storage nodes are down. So you actually lost a complete data center, or 1/3 of your whole environment. Now, if you go back into your video is still playing. And I can also still go back. Click on the Amplistore, I can go back to my parent directory, can still browse through all the other directories, and click demo again, download the file. The file will still be playing, right? So I can still download. The video will still continue to download and play even when the full data center is down. There you go. So once this is done, you can actually bring your nodes back online, and the system will just continue as is. So no downtime on your application. Your reads and writes can continue, and you can tolerate a complete data center failure with an 18.6 policy.